Republicans are once again criticizing one of President Obama's cabinet nominees. In a new report, GOP lawmakers accuse Labor Secretary nominee Thomas Perez of misusing power during his time as head of the Justice Department's Civil Rights Division. They cited a case last year when Perez persuaded the city of St. Paul, Minnesota, to withdraw a housing discrimination case before it could be heard by the Supreme Court.
Joining us now to discuss this nominee further is Harry Mihet, Senior Litigation Counsel with Liberty Counsel. Thanks for being here, Harry.
Thank you for having me, Mark.
We understand that your organization has dealt with Mr. Perez in his position at the Department of Justice. Briefly tell us about that.
Yes, in 2010, Mr. Perez enlisted 7 of his attorneys at the Civil Rights Division of the Department of Justice to file a frivolous lawsuit against Susan Pine, a pro-life activist in Florida. We defended her in the 2-year litigation that ensued. The lawsuit was ultimately dismissed, and the DOJ was required to pay $120,000 out of the public treasury for the fees that its frivolous lawsuit caused.
What is your biggest concern, Harry? Should his nomination for Labor Secretary be approved?
Mr. Perez has demonstrated in our particular case and in many others like it that he cannot be trusted to follow the law when it conflicts with his political ideology. We testified yesterday before Congress, actually, the House Judiciary Committee. And in addition to the testimony that we brought forth, many other people were there to testify how the Department of Justice under his leadership is in complete disarray. Evangelical Christians and other conservative voices are being shut out and replaced with ideologues who are bent on pushing and pursuing their particular ideology rather than ensuring and protecting justice for all Americans.
Republicans are concerned, but are any Democrats concerned about his philosophies?
Any right-thinking Democrat should be concerned, and hopefully with the evidence that we've brought forth to Congress, it will get more traction on both sides of the aisle.
What would you advise our viewers to do in relation to this nominee?
I would advise our viewers to call their senators and their representatives and to let them know that Mr. Perez is the most radical ideologue appointed by President Obama to date. And I don't say that lightly, and it takes quite a bit to surpass his current nominations or his nominations to date. But Mr. Perez does that by a long shot.
All right, Harry Mihet, thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you for having me, Mark.